How to train your dog. 3 golden basic commands. Sit, lie down, and stay. You will need treats and a puppy. When you get a new puppy, it is important to start early with training. Therefore, these 3 basic commands will become your dog's obedience foundation. These will help your dog to recognize you as its master. Remember, the dog should only have one master, but should consider other members in the household alpha to itself. So once the dog has mastered these commands, the other members of your household should command your dog to do them also. The designated dog master should be the one doing the teaching. Once the master has been assigned, begin with command 1. Sit. To begin the process, have a few treats in your pocket and hold one in your hand to get the puppy's attention. This shows the dog that you are in command. Once you have the animal's attention, decide with your family a designated hand gesture that the dog can recognize as a sit command. Along with the gesture, you should also speak the command every time you want the dog to sit. To begin, show the dog by placing it in the correct position. Gently push the dog's hips down into the sitting position, and then follow directly after with a reward. Also, if the dog sits on its own following the gesture and command, follow with a treat. Repeat the process until the dog begins to sit on its own. Follow with a treat every time throughout the beginning stages of training. As the dog gets more accustomed to the signal and command, give the dog a treat every few sits, and reward the dog with praise instead of a treat. Make sure to do this in an unpredictable pattern. Once your dog has mastered the sit command without treats, take a break and move on to the second command. Lay down. Tip: when you give your puppy a treat, it is common that they will nip your fingers. Come up with the command of gentle when handling treats. Verbally say gentle when holding out the treat, and pull the treat away when the puppy begins to nip, and slowly ease the treat into the dog's mouth. The dog will begin to understand how to receive treats kindly, and this will make training much easier. We will begin the command of lay down very similar to sit. You will have your dog begin in the sit position. Then determine another signal and say the command lay down. At first, show the dog the action you want them to do by sliding their paws out in front and flattening their belly to the floor, and reward directly after. Often with pups, they will get lay down command confused with sit at first, but try not to get frustrated and stay patient. Reward the dog frequently during the first stages, using great repetition of the command and gesture, and only reward the dog when the action is completed. Then follow with a regular food and praise reward process as explained before. Then only with praise as the dog begins to understand the command. Once the dog has a complete grasp on lay down, take a break and move on to command 3, stay. When you move on to stay, you want to reiterate the sit command, followed by the lay command. Once you have your puppy in the laying down position, reward them. Hold another treat in your hand and reveal it to the laying pup. Slowly back away, 1 step, and then move back to the dog and give it the treat as long as the dog remains laying. Continue this process, moving a step farther away every time, and make sure to include the gesture you have made up for stay, as well as the command with every step you take backwards. Eventually, when your puppy seems to have grasped the concept, remove yourself from vision, backing away and walking out of sight. Every time, return to sight and make sure the dog understands that it will be rewarded once you come back to it. Always return to treat-giving distance of your puppy. Follow the same reward system as in the other commands as the dog begins to grasp the concept. Eventually, you will only have to give the stay command once, along with the gesture, and you will be able to walk about freely in and out of sight. But remember, repetition and practice makes perfect. A puppy will only be as good as you train them to be, and believe me, obedience counts in the happy, healthy lifestyle of dogs. Remember, dogs learn best with a reward system. Being aggressive and punishing your dog during training can lead to aggression and fear in them later in life, and also damage you and your pup's relationship.